On AIT, thanks for joining us. I am Osita Okiri.
And I am Adora Sydney Jack. You're welcome.
32 years after the June 12, 1993 presidential election continues to be the benchmark of adjudging Nigeria's electoral system. As calls for electoral reform heightened, scholars and journalists who covered the election, widely acknowledged as the freest and fairest in the country so far, seek a system similar to option A4, model which was used in 1993, which promotes greater credibility.
In 1993, Nigeria's electoral body adopted a system tagged option A4 for the conduct of presidential election, which is today described as the freest and fairest election in Nigeria.
In his presentation, Professor Tony Iridia, who was the spokesperson of the electoral body in 1993, gave account of what truly transpired and challenged political correspondents to review the mode of reportage to meet the needs of the day and to speak truth to power.
So option A4 was not a voting system. It was an arrangement which made it possible for election results to be known on the spot at each stage, and which also made it possible for people to evolve from grassroots to the highest level. And at each stage, an election had been done, a result had been announced on the spot, the person who won at that spot had been known. In this age of rigging, that difference is very important. And journalists should learn to publicize results that were announced by the delegated official. In our days, the judiciary was not allowed by law to stop an election from holding. What it could do is that it could nullify an election it considered poorly conducted. That was why when Basi Ikpeme tried to stop the Electoral Commission, we raised an alarm that the law does not allow that to happen.
Election monitors who observed the 1993 presidential election, including former Deputy Speaker Emeka Ihedioha, former Minister of Information Labara Mako, spoke of the radical voting strategy and factors employed, such as option A4 by the then National Electoral Commissioner Humphrey Nwosu. They called for legislation to stop the court from determining the outcome and winners of elections.
And I think now today we talk of glitches. Today we talk of rigging. Under option A4, you cannot. You cannot. And so it gave us a sense of being, a sense of immortalization, a sense of deepening democracy. And it's important, I've been told, that you began this annual series of lectures in memory of
democracy must be based on an independent judiciary and an active media.
The role of political correspondents becomes even more vital. Let this lecture serve not only as a remembrance of the past, but as a call to action.
The National Association of Political Correspondents presented a reporter's account of the conduct of the 1993 election titled Nigerians Aborted Third Republic and June 12 Debacle as documented in a book. Ogie Ihimekme, AIT News, Abuja.
Lunch in 12 has been 30